Right, good morning YouTube and welcome to Vlogmas Day 5. Right, so let's have a cup of tea then. What have we got today? So today it's masala chai tea. High caffeine, so it'll keep me awake tonight, that's good. So, let's have a look. It smells nice. I have my hot water already here. The only thing about these is they are stick to the paper a bit, and which is a bit of pain because then the bag can break. But let's turn you around a bit. There. So we'll let that infuse while I oh, the paper's gone in. While we open this, and then we want number 5 of the Advent candle tea lights down here. This looks the same as yesterday. They're not very good at mixing them up, are they? Yes, I think this is, I think it's sugar plum. Not sure. There's it doesn't say anywhere, so I don't know for sure, but it smells lovely, so that's the main thing. It'll smell nice, make the room smell nice. Right, so let's do box day 5. Do you know, I forget this every time, don't I? I've got to show you what I did like yesterday. So it was day 4 yesterday, and this is what I've done. So there. So if you can see, it's this lovely sort of shell effect. And the colours are gorgeous. Look at the pinks. And this is sort of a softy pink. Isn't that lovely? So I'm really pleased with that. A lot of people are saying that they're cutting down this end stitch. They're only doing 2 chain as opposed to 3, and I might do that because it does seem to be unnecessarily long. So it messes up the edge a bit, though of course that'll all be hidden when we edge round it. But yes, and I did check when I did the double crochet along here, I did check I had the right number of stitches. So that was a relief, because that's always a worry, because it does feel like it's fanning out a bit. And you think to yourself, oh, have I got the right number of stitches? But I think it's just a bit tight at the bottom. So yes, but it's beautiful, really coming on lovely. So yes, so let's look in the drawer and see what colour next. So, it's a very light bluey colour. So, and it's called, if I can see it, I've got my contacts on, Sugar Mouse. So it'll be Sugar Mouse, and that'll be coming along up there. So, and if I remember correctly, I think we'll be mixing in the colours again a bit, which I quite like that idea. And then we got the gift. What's in today's? Oh, a very useful tape measure. So that will come in handy. So I'll leave that on the side there. And these little bags are quite cute, aren't they? I'm sure I'll find something to use them for. So let's turn that round and put that back in. It's building up some sort of picture on the other side. Right, so let's have a look at the Hobbii Advent. So the first pattern, the first week, they've given you this beanie to do. And you're using a Tunisian crochet hook, which is this one here. And this is what I've done so far of the hat. So it's coming along nicely. I think yesterday when I spoke to you I was about here, so I've done sort of another good inch. So it's coming on. I've got to carry on doing this stitch, which is the normal Tunisian stitch, for 8 inches. And at the moment, as I'm using my trusty tape measure, at the moment it's about 4 inches. So I've got to do another 4 inches, and then I believe we start to decrease. So yeah, so I don't mind it, the Tunisian crocheting, but I don't think it'll ever replace normal crocheting for me. It's not as enjoyable as a normal crochet is, but it's a new thing I've learnt, and that's fine. But I wouldn't be rushing out and looking at loads of patterns using this style of crocheting, because I find the other style more enjoyable. But let me know, you might prefer this one. So, and then we've got the Delft Blanket, I think it's called. And yes, so I'm busy doing that. I thought I'd talk a bit about it, because someone did ask me about it. So this is the blanket, and it's by Jane, well, it's got Jane Crow, but I think her whole name is Jane Crowfoot. But yes, and you can get it from the black sheep wool. The pattern I think is about $5.99, and if you buy the yarn that they recommend, which on the website, which is Stylecraft Life DK, it adds up to £60 for this pattern. And because you need quite a few balls, you need 6, 8, 11, 15 balls of yarn, so you can see how it can add up. Because my son asked me for 2, I thought that's 120 quid, that's far too much. So still staying on black sheep wool, I sourced, they had a sale on, and they were selling, let's see, I got one with the labels. They were selling this Yarn Smith Create. And it's the same double knit as the Starcraft, and in the sale I think they were about £1.70 a ball or something, but anyway it came to £32. So I thought for each blanket, so I thought that was well worth it. I was happy with that. So obviously the colours weren't called the same, so I had to do a bit of mixing and matching, but I'm happy with it, and I'm sure it's going to look lovely. But yes, and I did my chart thing. So yeah, so it just shows you can source other yarn, and being as it is a blanket, I mean, as it is, it says that it should measure 10 inches across the widest part, and this does, so the actual tension is coming up right, so the yarn must be okay. But when you're doing a blanket, it doesn't really matter that much if the yarn makes it come up a little bit bigger or smaller. It's not, it doesn't matter. It's not like an item of clothing, which especially for a baby or something like that, which you don't want to come up too small, too big. But I find most of the time you can get away with buying a different make of yarn that is rather a bit cheaper than what they stipulate in the pattern. And you can do trial and error. There's always a tension bit, so that you can check. You can do a block and check the tension, and so you can always check to see if it's going to come up all right. I mean, I've done my gnomes, haven't I? And it come up a couple of inches bigger. That gnome I did. I don't know if it's behind here. So yeah, so instead of using the correct yarn, I used the leftover from last year's blanket, Crochet Society blanket, and some other bits and pieces I found. And I think he come up 1.5 inches taller than he was meant to be, but it doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. And the same, and then of course I did have that thing with the great big unicorn I made. I'll put a picture up there that I made for Amelie for her birthday, and that came up about 3 or 4 inches bigger. But she loves it. I mean, she takes it everywhere with her, so it didn't matter. And the yarn was a lot cheaper. So yeah, so sometimes it's fine just sourcing cheaper yarn, as long as you try and aim for the weight, and don't get caught out like me where I bought the same weight of yarn, but because it was made up of different fibres for the unicorn, there wasn't the same amount of length because it was slightly heavier. So I ended up needing an extra ball. So there's always that to watch out. So you win some, lose some. But it still worked out cheaper, so that was good. So yes, so I'm going to get cracking now with carrying on with the Crochet Society blanket and carry on and get today's pattern done. I'll put a picture here of what it's meant to look like that I took off the website. So I'll be doing that, and I'm going to do a bit more to my beanie. I'm going to do a bit more to these. At the moment I'm doing this edge round here. See, there's one without the edge and there's the edge, and I've done 7 of them. I've got another 7 to do, and then after that I've just got to do the white and then the edge round, and then all 14 will be finished, and the previous 7, and then I'm working on 12 more to start from scratch, and then I put it all together. So still lots to do, but we're getting there. So and I'll tell my son that he'll have to wait for the second one till after Christmas, because I just haven't got the hours in the day to do it. So yes, but hopefully you're getting on with your Crochet Society blanket or something else you're making for Christmas presents and things, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye for now.